everyone! If you are new here, my name is Crystal, also known as the Book Gypsy, and today I am going to be unhauling some books. I have purchased a lot of books recently and I need to get rid of some books. So I went through all of my drawers and my closet, and I don't really have much of like a bookshelf at the moment, but I have like these little bin thingies. Well, I can't even lift it up for you because it's too heavy, but I like to organize all my stuff like with the Target bin things, and I have like these little wood things that I put them in, so they're all filled with books, but it just looks a little bit neater and it collects less dust. So I went through all of those, and I have a considerably large amount of book of the month books to unhaul for you. And I'm really upset about it, but at the same time I know I'm not going to read them, and I don't love hardcover books to just keep around. So let's just get into the unhaul, and I'm going to show you what books I'm getting rid of. And all of these books are going to be donated to local charities, so I enjoy actually going through all of my books like quarterly, but because of the holidays and my birthday and all this stuff, I purchased a lot of books January and February. So I did do an unhaul last month, and I'm doing an unhaul this month in order to get ready for spring cleaning and just to make some room. Like I said, I've been feeling really cluttered, so this is my way to declutter my life. First book that I'm going to be getting rid of, and that is Tanya French, The Trespasser. Luckily, I only bought this for like $7 at Barnes & Noble. I don't love Tanya French's writing, so I don't see myself reading this book or anything else by this author. I'm just not impressed by the writing. I think it's very boring. So therefore I'm going to be unhauling this book and donating it to someone who might enjoy it. The next book that I'm unhauling is You May Now Kill the Bride by R.L. Stine. This was trash, this book. I was a huge fan of R.L. Stine growing up, and you know, I bought this new book just because I wanted that nostalgic feel of R.L. Stine that I got when I was a kid, but I think I just outgrew his writing and outgrew his books. I just did not enjoy this. The cover is really, really pretty. It's really cool, and I almost want to keep it because of the cover, but I'm not going to read this book. Definitely not going to read it again. So I'll just give it to someone who will enjoy it. The next 3 books that I have here is a trilogy, and you guys are going to be shocked on why I'm getting rid of this, but I will explain. I'm going to be getting rid of the Grisha trilogy, the first editions of the trilogy. I love the new paperbacks that came out, the new editions, a lot more than these. I just don't think these are as pretty. But they are the first editions, but I want to give them away. I want to give them away to somebody that hasn't discovered the Grisha world yet, and I want them to enjoy it as much as I did. So it's like my gift to them, and I'm feeling really, really good about getting rid of these books. I toyed with it for a very long time since I bought the new editions. I have put this in piles of book unhauls plenty of times, but I just couldn't get the courage to get rid of them because Leigh Bardugo is my favorite author. But I just don't have any more room to keep collecting dust with books, and I don't need double editions of the same book. It's the same content on the inside, it's just a different cover. So I'm gonna unhaul these and give them to somebody who might really enjoy them. Next book that I am unhauling is The Witch Elm by Tanya French. No surprise here, did not like her writing at all. So I am unhauling this book. I think I read like 20 pages and I was bored to death by the story. Then I was reading people's Goodreads like reviews on the book, and they were so bored by it until like the last quarter of the book. So I didn't want to bore myself until like the end of this chunker of a book. I'm just not in the mood for it. So therefore, it's getting donated. The next book is The Last Mrs. Parrish. This was a Target buy. This cover is awful. And I feel like if I'm going to read this book, I'll probably download it on my Kindle when Kindle has like thrillers for like 99 cents or something, or get it from my library. I just don't need this collecting dust. I'm never going to read it. I'm just not. I was interested when this book first came out because it was kind of like single white female. That's how it was portrayed. That's what it was compared to. I'm just not gonna, I just haven't found myself picking it up, and I just don't need it. I don't need it anymore. So we are unhauling The Last Mrs. Parrish, and this is by Liv Constantine. Goodbye, book. Goodbye. Next one I am getting rid of is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. This is a book of the month book, and I never read it, and I've had it for quite some time, and I don't think I'm going to read it. So I'm going to get rid of it. And if I do want to read anything by Lisa Jewell, I will download it on my Kindle. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on, is with thrillers, is to download them on my Kindle, because I'm never going to reread them. So there's no point in really owning them unless I really, really enjoyed the book, or I know I'm going to enjoy it and revisit it or lend it to somebody. I just don't feel like I need to hold on to thrillers, because once you know what happens at the end, why are you going to reread it? I don't know, that's just my opinion. Next I have here The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. I do not like this author. My friend Carol Marie shared something on Twitter about this author, and I don't want to support this author in any way. So I'm going to get rid of his book. He's a liar, he's a loser, and I want no part of this. So, and also I started listening to this on an audiobook that I had, and it just didn't catch me. And agoraphobia is something really real in my life. I have a best friend that suffers from agoraphobia, and I also suffer from bouts of agoraphobia, and I just felt like this might be a little triggering for me in certain ways. But although I didn't feel like it was such a realistic look into what an agoraphobic's mind is like, but yeah, I just didn't feel like it had like the best portrayal of agoraphobia from what I was listening to. So yeah, so I want no part of this book. And I'm sorry if this is one of your favorite books, or you really enjoyed this author's writing, or whatever the case is. It's just not for me. So it's going bye-bye. It is going to be donated. See what I have here. It's kind of part of like a series now, but I'm getting rid of the hardback of Morningstar and the hardback of Iron Gold, which this is a really gorgeous cover. But I'm not getting rid of my Pierce Brown books. I just want these in paperback, because Red Rising and Golden Sun are in paperback. And these hardbacks are like so heavy and so big. I just don't, I never feel comfortable reading big hardbacks like this. It's not comfortable to hold in any way, so I just don't want them anymore. So I'm just gonna donate them, and then I'll replace them with the paperbacks. So the next book that I'm going to be unhauling is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I tried with this book. So many people are talking about this book, and I tried so hard to get into it, and I just can't. It's just not for me, unfortunately. I really would love to maybe revisit this at another time, but I have to get rid of it. I just can't keep it any longer. It is just, it's too big. It's too big to keep on the shelf, and maybe someone else will enjoy it, but I can't get into it. This cover just is so pretty. Should I just keep it? So this is my problem. I have a problem with unhauling books, because as I'm unhauling them, I'm like, but maybe I'll keep it. Alright, it's time to say goodbye to The City of Brass. And you know what? Maybe I'll pick it up in paperback if I decide I really want to read it. I'm almost feeling like canceling my Book of the Month subscription, because I just keep getting rid of these hardbacks because I hate hardbacks, but I like getting new releases like a month before they come out, so that's why I get book of the month. But goodbye, book. Goodbye. Next up I have here Sweet Little Lies by Kaz Frere. I'm never gonna read this. I've heard good things. I've heard mixed things. But I'm just never gonna read it. So why am I gonna keep it? This is really sad, but Strange Grace by Tessa Gratton was one of my least favorite books that I read last year. I am completely let down by this book. I feel like the synopsis kind of led my mind into the wrong direction of what this book really is about. There really is a great relationship in this book that was very interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I just wasn't into this at all. I didn't get any spooky woods vibes from this. Sawkill Girl is actually really satisfied that need for like a spooky woods, demony, witchy type book, but this was like, it was just so much conversation back and forth, like whiny conversation between the characters, that I wanted to throw this book out the window. And it's so sad because the cover is just so pretty, and I almost want to keep it because the cover is so pretty. But it's just going to collect dust and become like a big ball of mold eventually, because I'm never going to read this again. So, gotta get rid of it. Next up I have here Kim Harrison's Dead Witch Walking. The first 3 books. I just really don't have a need for these. And I hate how small the font is inside these books. Like, it probably won't even adjust. But it's just so tiny, and I'm not going to read these. I'm not going to read them. I read the first one. I read Dead Witch Walking, and I did enjoy it. I just don't see myself going along with the whole series. It's just, it's okay. I actually did meet Kim Harrison at a comic book convention. I think it was Comic-Con. I met her there. She was the sweetest lady. She signed her most recent book for me, so that was really nice. And we chatted for a little bit about writing and everything, and I enjoy her writing. I just think there's just too many books in the series, and I just can't see myself just spending all my time reading this one series. So if I ever want to revisit it and continue reading it, I'm just gonna get it on my Kindle and do it that way. And plus, I can't really annotate books like this either. So on my Kindle, I'm learning how to highlight and annotate, and it's actually a lot of fun, where you could like just slide your finger and highlight, and that's it, you know, and you could add a note to it if you'd like. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of these babies, and it's kind of sad to see them go because I've had them for so long. I just don't need them anymore. Next, I am getting rid of Karen Slaughter's Pretty Girls. And not because I didn't like this book. This is actually one of my favorite books, but I'm just not going to revisit it. I know what happens at the end. I'm never going to reread it. It is pretty brutal, but it's just going to collect dust. I'm never going to reread it. I don't think any of my friends are going to want to read it because a lot of them don't read. And it's a pretty, like, big one, so my sister likes to read thrillers in the summer when she's laying by the pool, but she needs more of, like, a Ruth Ware type book. Like, this is just too heavy for her, so I'm just going to get rid of it and donate it to my local charity. That was a quick unhaul for you guys. I am very happy with my choices on what I'm getting rid of. If I end up regretting it, I'll just rebuy the books. What am I gonna do? But as of right now, this is what I have decided to get rid of out of all my collection, because I just don't need them. They're just collecting dust, and that's what we have to do as people who read a lot or are book collectors. We have to go through and weed out the ones that we know we are not going to read or not going to revisit. There's no use in keeping them unless you have a huge library in your house where you could just keep every single book in the world, but most of us don't have that. And yeah, it's just so much easier, and I'm finding myself reading a lot more on my Kindle. So all those books that I know I will never revisit, like thrillers, mystery, like anything that like the ending is a shock or something like that, I'm not going to reread it. Things that are series and series that I love, I will collect those books and I will keep them on my shelf. But other things, I think I'm gonna do the Kindle things. That is all I have for you today. And if you have not entered my 500 subscriber giveaway, I will leave a link to that up here. And if you want to join the giveaway, just make sure you follow all the rules and leave a comment in the comment section. I will be doing a little bit more on Instagram as well. I've just been so busy. My mom had knee replacement surgery, so I've been helping her with that, and it's been rough. I've been stressed out, I've been sick on top of it, so I've been just trying to rest and get myself better as well. If you can hear it in my voice, I'm a little hoarse. So yeah, just a little run down and a little tired, but I am just so excited for hitting 500 subscribers. And as of today, I think I'm up to like 675 or something like that, and I am just so appreciative of all your love and support. You guys are amazing, and I love talking to you, and I love all of your recommendations for my April TBR so far. They all seem like books that I definitely want to read, so that's really exciting. And yeah, so good luck to everyone who enters the giveaway. And again, if you have not entered the giveaway, please enter it. Go to the video and enter yourself into the giveaway. The winner will be announced March 20th. And yeah, so on that note, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye.